Ladies and gentlemen, this is Intervlog. I say this is Intervlog, and I am here once more. I am here because there is one information I have for you. This information is unbelievable. It is the type of information we never expected that we would hear in Africa. But it is happening now. You would be imagining, what am I saying? We have never imagined that there could be a Cold War in Africa, but it is right now happening. There is a big tension among old African leaders over what is happening in Burkina Faso. Since Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traoré took over on September 2022, he has been bringing war equipment, weapons, all types of ammunition into Burkina Faso. But what he is bringing this year is shaking every African leader. And they are right now panicking among themselves. They don't know the plan of Ibrahim Traoré anymore. This year alone, 2 batches of military equipment, heavy ones. The one that surprised them is the one that happened on 9th April 2024, when Ibrahim Traoré acquired sophisticated Bayraktar drones from Turkey. On 9th of April 2024, Burkina Faso Armed Forces received large batch of Turkish Bayraktar drones, government says. Burkina Faso unveiled its new long-range combat drone, Akinci, on April 8, 2024, marking a significant development in its efforts to enhance defense capabilities against regional insurgent groups. The 2 Akinci drones presented to the military during a ceremony presided over by the head of the junta, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, are part of a larger set of Turkish armaments acquired by Burkina Faso, which also includes 5 Bayraktar TB2 drones and a variety of guided and unguided munitions. The introduction of Akinci drones underscores Burkina Faso's increasing reliance on Turkish military products, indicating a shift towards new defense suppliers and partners. This trend suggests a growing prominence of Africa as a potentially lucrative market for Turkish defense companies. With exports of defense and aerospace products to the continent steadily rising, manufactured by the Turkish defense company Baykar, the Bayraktar Akinci, or Raider in Turkish, is a high-altitude, long-endurance, unmanned combat aerial vehicle, UCAEV. With a maximum takeoff weight exceeding 5.5 tons and a payload of over 1,350 kilograms, the Akinci is equipped with powerful turboprop engines and an extensive array of electronic and communication systems. The Bayraktar TB2 is a tactical combat drone manufactured by Baykar Defense. With a wingspan of 12 meters and a payload of 150 kilos, it is equipped with cameras and sensors for surveillance, reconnaissance, and targeting operations. With a flight endurance of over 24 hours and the capability to carry air-to-ground missiles, the TB2 is effective for border surveillance and domestic security operations. Meaning that Ibrahim Traoré will be monitoring some African countries without them knowing it. This is unbelievable. Not only drones, jet fighters, military tanks, weapons everywhere. And when they thought, it is over. On Thursday, June 6, 2024, Captain Ibrahim Traoré hands over equipment to strengthen the operational capabilities of the fighting forces. The president of Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, handed over a large batch of military and engineering equipment to the defense and security forces. These are armored combat vehicles resistant to improvised explosive devices, weapons, munitions, and military engineering work equipment, including excavators, truck carriers, tanks, which were acquired for continuous reinforcement operational capabilities of the fighting forces on the ground. Take the time necessary to train the crews so that they can be sufficiently well drilled for the effective use of this equipment. Remember that we are in a world of predation, and to have peace, we must wage war. So, wage war, instructed the Supreme Chief of the National Armed Forces, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, to the Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs, Brigadier General Qasum Coulibaly, by handing over the keys to these tactical and combat vehicles. The Minister of Defense expressed the recognition of the fighting forces to the head of state for the efforts made in the acquisition of equipment. According to him, this batch of equipment, which only represents the first delivery of a global order of 4 batches, will make it possible to support field units and military engineering for the fortification of the camps. He indicated that part of the equipment intended for military engineering is already deployed on the ground. Minister Coulibaly reiterated his thanks to the Burkina Bay people, who are making significant financial efforts to acquire the equipment, which accompanies the reconquest of the national territory. After seeing all this thing happening, ECOWAS, which banned Ibrahim Traoré, along with Goïta and Tchiani, call them back to join ECOWAS. Up to today, Ibrahim Traoré has not responded to ECOWAS. The tension and the panic increased. They do not know what Ibrahim Traoré and Russia is planning. Most of these leaders that are panicking right now are the corrupt leaders. They are the ones that when they come into office, the first thing they will do is to approve SUV for every governor, every minister, every lawmaker, every senator. These are the ones that have been misusing their country's economies. And Ibrahim Traoré is against this action. He is the only leader in Africa that never approved the use of SUV in Africa. And anybody who is going to work with him must use his own vehicle to come to work. Instead of misusing the money to buy Toyota Land Cruiser SUV, Ibrahim Traoré used the money to buy tractors and employ people. All these old leaders who have been criticizing Ibrahim Traoré but had used their country's money to go to Japan to buy Toyota Land Cruiser SUV are now panicking because they have found out there is one thing different between them, and that thing is mismanagement of public fund. Now, they don't know his action. Well, and this is the reason I have always said, the clear conscience fears no accusation. These leaders who have used their country's money to go to Japan to acquire Toyota Land Cruiser SUV. Some of them have bought up to 1,000 pieces just to make sure that they enjoy in their office why the masses are suffering. All these leaders, they have guilty conscience inside them, and that is the reason they are now panicking. Had it been that these leaders are completely clean, would they be afraid? Of course no. The reason they are afraid is because they know they are corrupt. And the weapon coming into Burkina Faso is now making them to be afraid. Because they don't know what this young leader is going to do. Ibrahim Traoré may do something that Africa never expected. Him and Russia may go and be joining some opposition party in some corrupt countries to make sure that Africa is getting out from corruption. But this rumor, nobody knows whether it is true or not. The only thing everybody is aware of is that the number of ammunitions coming in to Burkina Faso. It's unbelievable. And African leaders never seen anything like that before. As I'm talking to you right now, there is a drone in West Africa owned by Ibrahim Traoré, latest Bayraktar Turkish drone hovering in West Africa. Now, Ibrahim Traoré is monitoring West Africa. This is unbelievable. And a young leader, whom nobody believed in the beginning, has become the one God sent to show the template of good governance. Many countries are wishing if Ibrahim Traoré is from their country, because Burkina Faso has never had a good leadership as she is having it right now. And a lot of people would wish if this is happening in their countries. I just come to show you that there is a panic in Africa among the corrupt leaders. Why are they panicking? Guilty conscience. They know what they are doing wrong. Those Toyota SUV they are using to confuse us, that each time they win an election, they go there in Japan to pack 400, 500, 1,000 pieces, 300 pieces, to bring it into Africa and began to enjoy misusing our economy. Now the guilty conscience has caught them. When Africa is suffering, there is no factories in Africa. If this money they are misusing in Japan by buying Toyota SUV have been used to create factories, things would have been better today. Some of those Toyota Land Cruiser they are buying in Japan, the bulletproof one costs $200,000. The ones that are not bulletproof cost $150,000. Each one of it can build 3 factories in Africa. Africa is importing everything, but these corrupt leaders are misusing their country's money to go and buy Toyota Land Cruiser every 4 years. Why didn't they use it to build factories if they come for good governance? Now, there is panic among themselves. Let's see how this ends. Thank you very much for watching. This is Intavlog. Thank you.